All right, September 9th, 2022. We're in Gator country here. This aircraft is in the marshes of Florida. And we can see here that it's pretty difficult to make access to this one. It was a Cirrus SF50 Vision jet. November 77 Victor Juliet was the tail number. And you can see they did use that CAPS parachute system, which saved them. There was 3 on board. They all survived. There was a boy on there as well, a young child that walked out of the aircraft uninjured. So that's always great to hear. But you can see for firefighters to make access to this area, pretty tough. It looks like Dagobah in here. And there's that parachute again, a better picture. And this is kind of how it works. So they have that activation system. They pull that cable. Here's where it's attached to the parachute. And then that rocket is back here. So as firefighters, we have to be careful if the rocket has not been used yet. You know, we have to really, especially if there's damage to this aircraft, we don't want to be anywhere near this thing when it's activated. And then I went to the Cirrus website. We've been looking at a lot of these Cirruses and wondering, when is it too low to use it? So in engine failure during takeoff at 500 feet above ground level or less, they want you to just land straight ahead. Use CAPS immediately if no other survivable alternatives exist. But they're really saying under 500, they want to try to land straight ahead and not use it. But anywhere from 500 to 2,000, use CAPS immediately. And then at 2,000 feet or above, you can try troubleshoot and kind of pick your poison on what you want to do. If you want to use the CAPS, you can. If not, you can try to go straight and land in. Engine failure with no runway nearby, then if a forced landing on a surface other than a runway is required, cap activation is recommended in that scenario. Higher altitudes will allow pilot more time to prepare the occupants for the touchdown and egress, especially important over water deployments, or in this case they were over that marshes and trees, so we probably have to let them know, like, okay, we're gonna be in the thick of things when we land. And then this is the CAPS guidance during engine failure above 2,000, where there's no airport within gliding distance. They're going to troubleshoot the problem, try to find the best location for deployment. And then if you have engine failure over a runway, this scenario will challenge the pilot's decision making, because now you have to see, can you just come into the runway? Or are you capable of power off landings? Have you been training for that? If you have been, then you can consider doing that. If at any point the landing is not assured or enough altitude remains, the pilot should elect to immediately use the CAP system. If the pilot does not feel proficient or able to complete a power-off landing for the given length of runway, immediately activate the CAPS is recommended. So yeah, they're saying if you have engine failure, you must continuously monitor the situation at 2,000 feet. Reassess if the landing is assured. If not, activate at 1,000. Reassess landing is assured. If not, activate. And it is recommended to activate prior to 400 feet. The chance of a successful deployment greatly decreases below these altitudes. And I feel like in the past Cirrus crashes we've been looking at, altitude was a definite issue. This 400 feet has been a problem. But you can see here in this one, they were well above 2,425. The last reading was at 500 feet, and hard to say, but it seems like they probably had already used it when that reading came about. But very interesting with these parachute systems. A lot of comments on, when to use it, when not to use it. You can see that weather could have been an issue for this aircraft having problems. They didn't quite make it to their destination. It was Kissimmee Gateway Airport. Hope I said that right. And then this is Lake Toho. Gotta have alligators in this thing. But like Hawaii, where I'm from, there's sharks everywhere, and I'm not too bothered. Maybe that's the same for the people in Florida. But yeah, really thick. They had to go ahead. They had to make access. They needed chainsaws. They got to bring their tools, your medical equipment, because you have to. Hopefully, luckily those people were uninjured, but you got to help get them out. You can see here, firefighters, they had to cut this fence, so they needed tools to do that. and then they needed all their equipment to get people out. Plus, they're in 2 feet of water. So long day for these firefighters, but this is probably a really interesting call that nobody really gets to do very often. So they were probably excited. I know I would be, to go on a call like this, especially when I know no one is injured. We get on scene and everybody's safe. Then you can just worry about, there was a large fuel spill, hundreds of gallons had leaked into this marsh. And then also you have the tangled parachute you got to deal with, and the aircraft as well. So a long day for these firefighters, but they're always there to meet the call. So if you want to see another, I covered another Cirrus Vision, I think last year. It was far and in between, but you can watch it here. It was in Michigan. If not, this is Arford. I'm Keone. I'll see you guys next time.